I'm Russell and I'm from London. I had like a significant moment, probably it was in February, where I just got a really strong urge to come to Peru and to do this. Um, and that tied in a lot with me working on like self-improvement and thinking more about my body and like eating better and basically overall becoming more conscious of who I am as a person, what I do and why I do it. So I wanted to really understand more of why I acted the way I acted or didn't act the way I didn't act, all these things like fears stopping me doing things. I wanted to understand what it was and if there was a way of getting past this, because I just had this feeling that there was a better way of life if I could get past it. I felt that really strongly. So what I did was I decided very suddenly to go really in February to come here. And that was 6 months before, so 6 months ago, yeah. And in that time, I had a lot of things to kind of get into place to actually make this happen, because I'm actually in Peru for 6 weeks. So the first 2 weeks here and then 4 weeks of integration really afterwards. And I had a lot of things sort out. So there was things with money, obviously, was a factor, obviously. And then there was just a lot of things like starting to do the work before I even came here to do the work. So it was really trying to get to the bottom of as many of these things before I even came here, because I figured the more I started then with more meditation, things like that as well, the more I did before, the less I'm going to have to do when I'm here. And it just kind of happened naturally, really. I just kind of started, I've mentioned this already, I think, but dieting differently, eating a lot healthier, being more conscious of even what I'm spending money on, is another thing. Getting rid of old items so I can bring in new, make some money to, do things which are actually more important for me in life, good things that are good for me. So yeah, it was overall just a lot of work with being conscious. So I've been here for 2 weeks, and to begin with, just before I came here, I had to overcome a lot of anxiety to actually make it here. I was all right for a while, like building up to getting here, but then all of a sudden, sometimes the anxiety would just take over, and I'd be like, "What am I doing? This is crazy! Like, what on earth has come over me?" kind of thing. But then I just kept going towards it, because I kind of knew I did not want fear to stop me doing something I knew was good for me. I wasn't going to allow that to happen, so I had to go straight towards it. And then I got here, and then one of the first things that the ayahuasca helped me with was this fear. And it took me on quite a ride one night in the early on ceremonies. And it really took me face to face with this fear. It took me face to face to it, but I overcame it. And it showed me like the strength that I have is greater than my fears. And that was the perfect way for me to begin this experience, because it just got this huge thing out the way and let me concentrate on other aspects of my life. So after that, it really developed into some deeper stuff, and more like even deeper, if you like, some more slightly spiritual stuff, but extremely positive things. One of the other main things that it's really helped me with was the recognition of positivity and negativity in life, and just how important your perception is of how you perceive things in a positive or negative light. It really empowered me to understand how I can adjust my perception into a more positive state, and that will help me to live in a more positive reality. The atmosphere is amazing. It's amazing. It's probably like the only place I can remember, especially for like a decent amount of time, that anyone can be completely themselves. Like all the layers of the ego kind of stripped away, and you're left as your true self. But in a group environment, it's just so healing. Just to be in that state, just to be so open with other people as a raw version of yourself. So I thought that was incredibly special. And everyone who works here as well is also amazing in helping you through the whole experience. So there's quite a few things that there's a lot of things that I've got from this experience, but one or two of the main things that I feel like I'm definitely going to take home with me is that one is how important it is to keep maintenance of this connection up. Actually, it's to things like meditation, being close to nature. I realised that it's not a nice. These things aren't just a nice to have. They're actually a necessity for a good state of mind when you work in a city. You really have to make the time for yourself not to get completely swamped with the stress that comes with being working hard and living in the city. I would say to anyone thinking about coming here but they might be a little bit scared or anxious is that you need to head towards it, because the thought that's making you want to come here is, it's from a very positive place within yourself, and the only thing really stopping you doing from what you want is the fear of it. But the fear isn't actually real, it's just something you're projecting onto the situation. And the more you can recognize that and really allow yourself to do what you really want to do regardless of it, the more you're going to benefit in life.